Hey everyone, so I just wanted to do a quick detour real quick from binder 10 that we're going through right now. Here we have some complete Neo sets, Neo Revelation, Neo Genesis, and Neo Discovery. So first, here we're just going to go through Neo Genesis, and I want to show you some of the, well, I'm going to show you all the cards, and here's just the holos. And as you can see, these are all mint condition. So this is something I'm going to have to consider, and anyone who's investing in collections has to consider whether to sell it as a complete collection or to sell it as a rare, uncommon, common set and send in the holos to be graded. And that's something that I'm going to have to grapple with because of the fact that the cards are in such nice condition. They are pretty much all PSA 10 candidates, and when you're dealing with cards from Wizards of the Coast sets, especially the Neo sets that are candidates for PSA 10, that's a pretty big deal because one PSA 10 grade can really make a huge difference in the kind of profit that you get from your investment. And it's just something I'm gonna have to consider. I would definitely like to be able to sell it as a complete set and just notate that in the description so the buyers know that this is a mint set. As you can see in the back here, this one has just a tiny little speck of wear on the top, but so that's something I'll have to consider. I have my weekly auctions going up right now this week, including the PSA graded Gold Star and Shining cards. So for now, it gives me a little time to figure out what I'm going to do as far as how I'm going to sell these. But this is the complete Neo Genesis set. I think if I am going to sell one raw and complete, it'll probably be Neo Genesis. Here's the Lugia. This was essentially like the Charizard of this set, and it is also just mint condition. The Neo Genesis set has the most amount of holos in it, so it's definitely a bigger set. And here we have the first edition holo. This kind of makes it even more obscure in the way to sell it, because when you get first editions mixed in that are mint as well, those are pretty much any mint Wizards of the Coast first edition holo is going to be worth grading, and to sell ungraded, you're almost definitely going to be losing out on potential profit. So yeah, I mean, like these the holos in this set really kind of go on forever. There's a lot of holos in this set. These cards range, like this Slow King right here in unlimited mint condition is around, this is going to be a $50 card. The Skarmory we just saw beforehand would be a little less. This first edition Steelix right here, maybe around 100 in this condition in first edition. Togetic. And here, this card's notable because it has an extremely low PSA 10 population. So if you can get a PSA 10 in this card, you will get a premium. This is one of the few cards that I don't think will get a 10. There's actually a tiny bit. I'll see that you can see a little bit of scratching on the holo. It was actually from a different set. It was the only card from a different set. Everything else, that was the one card that was missing when I bought it, and I just happened to have one on hand. And finally, the holographic trainer energy card. So those were all the holos from Neo Genesis going through. As you can see in this set, what they finally started doing was they didn't what they did with like Fossil and Jungle, where the rare non-holos were just the reprints of the holo cards, just without holo but the same art. So it's nice to see that, you know, this shows that they took a little bit of time to have unique cards in the set for the rares. And this is where they showcase the babies. So we have the Elekid, Magby, Cleffa, here, going through. And like I said in the last set, the gym sets and rocket set, there's always going to be a premium to sell a complete set. So if I decided to sell the complete set without the holos, there would be a reduction in the overall value per card. I would say the complete set with the holos is going to increase the value of the commons and uncommons as well, potentially. So that's something to consider when deciding how to list these. And I'm pretty sure I'll sell at least one with next week's auctions. I just still have to figure out which one, and if only one. So now we're getting to the trainers, rare trainers first. And the last page, we have rare energy cards. Alright, now we're at Neo Discovery. This set has my at least among my favorite of Espeon and Umbreon artworks. So here we have the Espeon, and this card here in this condition, even in unlimited, it's gonna be at least $100, at least maybe 150, maybe 180, with the way that the market's been going lately. The Fortress, this is one of the more common rare holos, and you can get those for around $10 sometimes. So a big difference. Same with the Hitmontop. That's one of the things with the Neo Discovery set, is that there's some holos in the set that just didn't really get a high price point. This Houndoom would be one of the ones that would get a little more. I think it'd probably be around 40 or 50 in this condition. Here's the Houndour. Nice holo swirl there. Kabutops, one of the other higher end holos. Magnemite. Going out of some like Portal. Politoed. I know there's a lot of Politoed collectors out there. I was actually surprised to realize that. Even like I remember I sold this Platinum holo rare Politoed and it cost like $10. So Politoed itself is a card with a premium, and it's definitely going to have one with this set being an older Wizard of the Coast set. There's the Poliwrath, maybe about a $15 card. Caesar, a little more than that. Smeargle, painting Pokemon, painting a... guess that's a painting. I mean, it's not very technical, but I guess it's art to Smeargle. Here's Tyranitar. This is going to be one of the higher end cards. This was one of the big cards to pull back when the set came out. And here's that Umbreon. I think this is definitely my favorite Umbreon artwork. The moon in the background, kind of the Umbreon's so dark it looks like a silhouette. The blue and the different shades of blue as the light emanates from the moon just really looks great. And this is another, you know, at least $100 card. Here's an Unknown, more common of a holo. And you know, it's just kind of ironic that this is the set that people my age that got into it when it came out during base set, this is about the time that we got away from it. And it's just kind of ironic because this has been really, it's kind of started getting going. They started getting creative with the arts. The new Pokemon were released and the quality was excellent. You'll see in the next set the Shining Pokemon came out, and this is just the time where we're just getting a little older, and a lot of us felt that we just kind of outgrew it. We found other ways to spend our time, and Pokemon was just something that we maybe felt was not mature enough for us. But here we are back into it, able to really appreciate it at a new level, I think. So here we have Neo Revelation, and I'm sorry, we haven't gone through the set. So this set's interesting because we have some of the rare non-holos in the same artwork, like the Hitmontop, the Houndoom, but some aren't. Like there's no holo Beedrill, the Espeon is different, the Fortress is the same, Politoed's the same, you know, these three are all the same. The Umbreon is different, but as you can see everything else is the same, but they threw in a couple different ones. We have the Eevee in the set. And this is just a 75 card set, so it's a smaller set, collectible being smaller like that. It's going to be a little less expensive having just simply less cards in it. Now we get to Neo Revelation. Neo Revelation is my second favorite among the Neo sets, behind Neo Destiny, of course, and we'll get into this right here with the holos. So we have the Ampharos, the Blissey, Celebi. This is one of the this set, there's just so many amazing cards. This is an expensive set. This might be the one that I have to send in to PSA because there's so many of the rare holos in the set that are really worth grading, and selling without being graded just probably wouldn't be a super wise decision. Delibird. So here we go. Here's one of the big cards in the set, and it happens to be first edition. So this, pretty sure I'm just gonna have to get this graded. It is in mint condition. We're talking potential PSA 10. Pack fresh. The original owner put these straight into sleeves from the pack. Here's another amazing card in the set. And I was actually wrong in the past, thanks to one of the subscribers that let me know that this is actually not the first card with 3 attacks. It was Rocket's Mewtwo from the gym set. So I'm gonna then guess this is the second card. But nonetheless, an iconic Ho-Oh artwork. It's really just like a impactful card. It's just, the art pops out. It's the Pokemon just covers the artwork. Lots of colors in the wings. So that's another big card in the set with great artwork. Again, another card, just amazing artwork. The colors of the background, it almost looks kind of like an apocalyptic world that he's in. Almost like it's like the last creature standing, and it's this dark hellhound kind of creature, Houndoom. And so that's just another beautiful card in the set. It did an excellent job with the artwork. Jumpluff, it's first edition variation. This is definitely one of the more common holo rares, as well as the Magneton. There's the Misdreavus. Porygon 2. heavy hitting cards. We have the Raikou Holo, legendary dog, and then finally the Suicune, which this is just one of my favorite Suicune artworks. And this set is just I think you can kind of see yourself. The artwork on this set just seems to be a cut above the other two. And now we'll get into, oh, actually first, so I'll show you these now too. These are definitely going to PSA because being first edition, they're secret rares in the set. They go at the end of the set. This was the first set to showcase the alternate colored shiny Pokemon. It's interesting that they're called Shining. Maybe it was later on that they were called Shiny, but these are labeled as Shiny Pokemon, Shining Pokemon. It's different than Neo Destiny because Neo Destiny was the first set to showcase the special holograph pattern on the Pokemon themselves. These don't have that, but they are the shiny variations with the gold Magikarp and the red Gyarados. Same deal, you can't have more than one of the shiny Pokemon in your deck, just like the shiny Pokemon from Neo Destiny. So these are definitely headed to PSA. Mint condition. Hopefully they get 10. But we'll see. And now we'll get into the set. We have the rares first, and as you can see here, they are all unique artworks, and that's a good thing. You know, it just shows more effort into the set, more thought, more detail. We have here the Celebi, different artwork than the Holo, as well as all the rest. Entei, which is first edition. The Ho is first edition. The Lugia is first edition. The Raikou is first edition. So this is so this set alone, which probably would give me more reason to send in the Neo Revelation cards, because just this set alone, especially having it almost complete first edition, makes it a valuable set already. Whole crew of Piloswines up here. It's almost got like a light Pokemon feel, like from Neo Destiny. Same with the Parasect. And the Paras. And the Geodude. It just has that lighter touch, softer kind of artwork. And some claymation artworks they were trying out, experimenting with. So there's diversity in the artwork here. We have environments, different attack formations, in attack, not in attack, claymation artwork, other Pokemon involved in the artwork, environments. So I think just a lot of thought was put into this set. It's got the more baby Pokemon. And finally the trainers. And here finally we have a Wizards of the Coast original Black Star promo set. And just to note, this is the first English promo card, and it's kind of an iconic card for that reason. This was the first card that was given away to promote the Pokemon game, and that is the purpose of promotional cards. Just to note, this card does have an error version. It was accidentally released in Jungle Packs, and I think maybe only first edition, because I think I've only seen the ones that have a first edition stamp and a Jungle logo here where the promo is. So just something to note for error collectors. And what's interesting about promo sets too is that the previous sets, these are all released at once, whereas promotional sets are released over a fairly long span of time, from the span of time from all the sets in that era, from base set all the way to Neo. So we can see that here, that was released during base set, or maybe I think it was around that time. And then we have these cards being released for the Pokemon movie, and then as they go on, they started adding holo patterns to the cards. We have the non-holo and the holo Mew. We have the Mewtwo up here, the cool Porygon. Then as you can see here, as the art changed for the Expedition sets and beyond, we have the e-reader logo on the Latios and Latias. I have these kind of interesting artworks on here, the Psyduck, the Jirachi. This birthday Pikachu was originally released in Japan before. It was a really expensive card back then, pre-1999, and then it was released in English finally for the English-speaking collectors. Here we have the Pokemon Snap Pikachu. And we have the Surfing Pikachu, another card that was originally released in Japan beforehand. It was also released again as a secret rare holo in Rising Rivals, I believe. Here's the holo Suicune. Reverse holo Pichu, which is something new, which there wasn't reverse holos for a long time until after the Neo sets and the Expedition sets, when they started doing reverse holos. We have the Ancient Mew, another card that was released in Japan and was a very rare and expensive card before it was released in the States and North America. There's also an error version in the Japanese variation, and the actual Japanese one looks a little different. There's a different the color schema is a little lighter. You can tell when you if you search it on eBay, you'll be able to tell the difference a little bit, which one is the original one. I have the Lily Pad Mew, another, I believe that was a Koro Japanese promo. As you can see here, this Bagon says Scry. This Rapidash also had a release, I believe, that had the town or state that it was released in at a Pokemon Center. There's the Snorlax and the E-Series Suicune, and here's a holo Delta Species Pikachu. There was a secret rare Pikachu also released, secret rare Delta Species Pikachu released in EX Delta Species as well. So there it is. Hope you enjoyed seeing those three sets. Stay tuned in the next week to see which one will be put up for auction on my store. And good luck to anyone that tries to win it. Thanks.